everything that we do so that you can for sure use it because it's yours as well, 100%.
Okay, thank you.
Wonderful, my pleasure. And we are going to start the actual recording whenever you say that it's okay. Are you all ready?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And we are going to start in 3, 2, 1. Who are you really? Welcome to episode number 60, Redefine Your Personal Style with my wonderful guest, Brigitte Kessel. Brigitte Kessel is art historian, style consultant, public speaker, and entrepreneur. Just a few words about Brigitte until she starts to take over our talk, because she is going to be our star for the day. And I'm pretty sure that you are all very curious to find out more about what it takes to truly understand your style. What is really beauty? Brigitte addresses personal transformation and empowerment as well. Through the discovery of a personal style, she guides each person to take their personal and professional direction. Above all, Brigitte developed her very own way to decode, decrypt what makes a work of art harmonious and reveals its deepest messages. She's got eyes beneath her eyes with an ability to see the essence beyond appearances, something that words can barely express. I know you're going to find this introduction very interesting, but let me tell you that I also met Brigitte live in September of 2019 at an amazing event in Brussels where I was the speaker. What amazing times before the pandemic, and Brigitte is indeed a ray of light with her amazing style and fantastic energy. Welcome, Brigitte. What a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Roxana. And you are very kind to me to say all these beautiful words speaking about me. But I must say that being a style consultant was not at all my view of my life, of my mission when I was young, you know. It's the life that did bring me to that personal way. And I never expected to be a style consultant. It is a pure coincidence, an appeal of the life that at the moment I was so busy with my own style, and the people around me asked me, how do you do that? And I had no tools, no method, nothing to help the others. So I began to make researches because I wanted to help the people. And at the moment, gathering all these researches, I understood how to do and how to help. And I have been doing this for 10 years. So this is important. Sometimes you have a view of your own mission, of your life, of what you would be. I never thought as an art historian, I would be a style consultant. But everything you do in the past, in your previous life, can help. Nowadays, where we are, everything can be transformed, you know, that's it. That's about how I began. I jump in it because people asked me. That's the way, in fact. And I suppose that many of the entrepreneurs who are listening to us understand this, because at the moment it's your passion, it's what you do properly, with intensity. It's from your deepest self that can be useful and that can go outside and help the others. It comes from the deep inside, in fact. Yes.
Beautifully said, Brigitte. Thank you for that. So you did on yourself such a great job that you literally attracted everyone around you, and they wanted to know, what did you do to be you, to understand who you are, first of all. And I would like to ask you, Brigitte, what does being authentic really mean? And can we truly reach 100% authenticity in this lifetime? Or is it only something very beautiful to discover as potential? We know we have it, but it's unlimited. What do you think?
It's an important issue, especially when we are speaking about style, because for many people, style is something that covers the personality or the human being to create an impact on the world, on the other people. And at the moment, you are like disguised, you are not yourself because you want to imitate somebody, or you want to follow the fashion, or you would like to listen to the tips, or to listen to the magazines, or to the media. And then it's a problem to be authentic, because you are looking for yourself from something outside yourself. And it's difficult to find yourself if you look outside. It's almost impossible. So the issue is, how can I have an impact, influence the world, get in touch with the other, communicate with the others, communicate, and at the same time, being myself. This is the balance. And if we don't look at ourselves, at our bodies, it's impossible. So the first step to have an authentic style is to look at ourselves, not at the others, not at the influences. This is important, because there are a lot of keys, Roxana, on the body, that are really important to look at before we do something with our style and our clothing. Is that clear how I express it? Yes.
Oh, yes. And you said something so important, Brigitte. When we look outside, we don't really find anything, because we cannot really compare ourselves to anyone out there. It's just us comparing ourselves with who we were yesterday, last week, maybe last year. So I'm very grateful that you mentioned that the first step, and I wrote this down because this is very educational as well. Thank you for saying this. The first step is to look within. What would you say that beauty in our today's society should be more focused on?
Beauty and authenticity, because there is a misunderstanding, I think, about beauty, because beauty is often regarded as something superficial, something cosmetical, coming from outside and covering the truth. And for me, truth and beauty are linked. So beauty is something that's coming from inside to outside, and that's bringing the people to the upper level. And it's the beauty is the first spiritual step we can have, because when we look at the beauty of the nature, at the beauty of what's given to us, we feel inside ourselves something extra normal that brings us to upper levels. So beauty is not only decoration, it's something more authentic, links to the truth of the human being. It's difficult to explain. And Dostoevsky said that beauty would save the world. And I believe in that. Because sometimes we know that when we are surrounded by beauty, we feel ourselves better and a better person. And when we are surrounded by something ugly, we are also badly influenced. So this is important. What we see, Roxana, what we see is the reality. So this is important. The science showing that at the moment. Yes.
I think you are so right, because we cannot see more than what we have inside of us. If we grow beauty, if we focus on this aspect, then it means that we only see beauty around us.
Yes.
It's something very deep. Beauty could save the world. And I believe that it is very similar to love can save the world. Maybe beauty and love are on the same
Yes,
side.
because yes, beauty and love are values that are high, you know, and it's something we constantly should develop to be sure to have our own way in this world. That's not always very easy, but to my clients and customers, I always say, if the world is ending, why not? I will do it with beauty and elegance up to the end. Okay. And it's a way of being, of bringing grace in this world, in our life. And you will make the difference by this elegance coming from the heart, you know, from inside. And it can be in little details, and it can be in huge projects, but begin with the little details, and your own style can bring joy, beauty, and love to the other people, and for yourself too, of course. Yes, and I'm completely, you are completely right with beauty and love. They are on the same level, indeed. Yes, yes.
I'm so grateful that you mentioned values, because I also believe that at the end of the day, elegance is a decision. Beauty is a decision that you make,
Yes.
a pact with your heart to do good, to focus on the good that you have within you and that you can share to everyone around you. I wanted to ask you, Brigitte, because in a way, many men, as opposed to women, believe that I'll just let my wife or my girlfriend take her of her style, beauty and style. It's not for me as a man. But what do you think about this, Brigitte?
Interesting question, my dear. I suppose that the men are no more aware about the challenge of beauty and style. It's, as a matter of fact, 95% of my customers are ladies. And then after, men are becoming more and more aware that it is an important challenge in their life. But they were used to have a more classical and more common way to style, and they were not confronted to the challenge of style. And now it's changing, because the usual suit is not very used anymore. So they are also confronted to this question of style later than the ladies, but they are coming. Yes, slowly but surely. So yes, I'm happy with that. And when they come, they understand something. They are slow at coming, but when they come, because it's something important for them, they really enjoy the moments by knowing themselves through the clothes they are wearing, in fact. Yes.
This is such encouraging news, Brigitte. I am so thankful that our men are also exploring more of who they are. And
yes.
Would you say maybe, Brigitte, that is maybe fear of what other people say that keep maybe most men away from going deeper into the beauty of everything around them? Or maybe also some women are afraid that if they explore themselves completely, other people may judge them. Did you ever get to experience anything similar?
I think it's always difficult to go inside yourself. It's not an easy way, but it's better to do this before life obliges you to do it, or before the other people will judge you or see that there is a lack of something in you, because what we want to hide is obvious to the others. That's sure, for sure. So it's better to tackle this from your own initiative, so that it is not getting outside without any control, because everything is expressed in your non-verbal language, you know. And it is true that men are a little bit more, may I say, lazy going deep in themselves because they're afraid of that, it is changing. So I encourage them to go on with this way. And because I noticed that when they make the jump, they are happy with that. And nowadays, you cannot avoid this because the life is pushing you to go inside yourself. The one who is going inside is stronger because it's not easy at the moment. And if you know who you are stronger than if you ignore who you are, because the other are feeling that messages. Yes, it's better to know your values and also your weak points instead of waiting that somebody else tell you there is a problem there. If you know that, you can answer, yes, I know, I'm working with it, I'm aware of this, and it's stronger. Yes, we can be proud of your weak points because everybody is a human with light and dark sides. Yes.
For sure, Brigitte. Thank you for mentioning this. We really need to embrace even the darker sides because, I was listening to a very interesting book, still listening to it for quite a while, an audiobook, Conversations with God from Neil Donald Walsh. And I'm actually re-listening some of the chapters. And at one point, God says, you would not know what light truly is. You can understand the concept, you can understand everything, but until you experience the opposite of any concept, you can't truly grasp it. It's impossible. It is like reading about having your ideal makeup on. You can read all about it, right? You may know how to combine colors on your features and the clothing and everything, but you need to really experience it all, test it all, and then just get some amazing lessons. What do you think about this, Brigitte, about putting things in practice and just getting the lesson if things do not go out as you have planned?
This is for me a really important thing. First of all, I would add to your words that it is better to know your own dark sides instead of seeing those about the others people. So it's really that we must accept this. And the second one, and that was for me a huge lesson, Roxana, observing that what I want is not especially what I need. I was very ambitious when I was younger, and I had really the energy to obtain what I wanted, forgetting that there is an energy, a power, we can say God, of the divinity of everything like that, is stronger and has another plan for us, for me, that's what I want. It is why the law of attraction is sometimes misunderstood, because what you want is the result of your ego, is not the result of your soul. And at the moment, we must understand that there is a superior law. We must listen to that. And this was a huge lesson for me, because when I was younger, as I told you, I thought that everything I wanted can be done and obtained. And I did it, but it was not a good result. And it brings me to the humility, listening to the higher messages instead of bringing my own ego on the stage.
Wow, you just answered the question that I was thinking about asking you forward, which is what is a great lesson? And you mentioned humility. This is also a fantastic lesson that I'm still processing since a few months, just working on my ego. Because what you said here is gold, pure gold. What you want may not be what you need, and maybe vice versa. It's just you getting your real message out there. Who are you in your heart? Very beautifully said. And since You mentioned fear a few minutes ago. I wanted to ask you, my dear, since we are stories about fear today, how do you see fear? How was fear maybe teaching you some lessons in the past? And would you maybe associate fear and entrepreneurship in today's world? How do you see it?
Okay, it is an interesting question, of course. And I would first say, Roxana, that fear can have different aspects or forms according to our personal life. My fear is not maybe yours. It depends the things we experience in our early life, before 7 years old. Before 7 years old, you are confronted to the world, and you build your own interpretation of this world. And according to this interpretation, that is in fact an hypnosis. This is an idea you have about the world, because there is no unique reality. According to this interpretation, you build a specific fear related to that. And my fear, my personal fear, was that if I am myself with my own personality, that meant in my childhood, my difference, I will be rejected. So my fear is, if I myself, if I show my unique feelings and thoughts, I will be rejected, because it's sometimes very audacious and unique. So I don't dare to say what I feel, what I think, except with somebody like you, because you are getting me, you are helping me to get this out. This is my fear, but other people can have other fears. It depends on your own programmation, I would say, on your own beliefs. This was mine. So it was not a problem to be an entrepreneur, because the circumstances brought me to that decision. I had no other choice. So it was not a question of fear. But nowadays, my remaining fear is, tell what you have to say, Brigitte, because before it is too late, and I'm sometimes still hiding ideas, belief, visions, because I have visions inside myself, because I say to myself, if you say that, the people will be afraid, for instance. That is my fear, my personal fear.
Thank you for opening up and telling me and telling us about this fear. And I want to add that fear is very natural, such an important part of us. And before our episode, Brigitte, I was contemplating a bit about how do I see fear myself nowadays, since I have been working with many other people, with many entrepreneurs and groups of people to keep their fears under their control. I was thinking, well, actually my background has so much fear into it, meaning that it's dark. You can see that it's a darker color, but it has all these very beautiful pink flowers. And it reminded me that fear may be dark, like my background, but at the same time, it comes with amazing messages. It's so deep when we simply realize that it's part of us. Nothing that we feel inside of us is unnatural. So you feeling this, my dear, I think, as I see you, it only motivates you to do even more good, to be even more outgoing, to express everything that you feel, because this is the legacy that we leave behind, right, Brigitte? Our own uniqueness, right?
Yes, I love your comparison with your background. It's because this is exactly what I'm thinking about fear. It's dark and light at the same time. And in Latin, in the ancient Latin language, they had an expression to express that. They spoke about felix culpa. culpa is the dark side, is the misunderstanding, the mistake, the fear, something dark. And on this comes Felix, the happy ending, the joy, the rose on the dark background. So everything happening in our life that can be a miserable experience can hide a beautiful message. It's what we believe, both of us, I think. Yes.
What a beautiful metaphor. Thank you for saying that. Indeed. Everything comes with a great message as long as we just listen, as long as, I think, Brigitte, we just need to be kind enough to believe that what we truly have to say really matters so much. It's the most important in our world. So that's why when I would say that you may get other people's opinions, of course, everyone has 1,000 opinions, but will you believe it? Will you listen to you and see if it's really resonating to who you are? Or do you believe something that just comes from someone else that maybe, of course, they may be very validated by other people, but just remember that our own opinion and our own voice matters so much. And as you said at the beginning of our talk, Brigitte, you just cannot go and compare your style with others, because then you will never know who you are, right?
Indeed. And I think that is what we are speaking about, Roxana, is really the temptations nowadays, because more than in the past, we have the opportunity to express ourselves, and everybody is saying his opinion, on the social networks. So everybody has an opinion. And sometimes we can be influenced by what we are listening to or looking at or reading or seeing. But I'm 100%, I 100% agree with you that what is important is close your eyes and your ears and your mouth and listening to your inner voice. You must feel it. And maybe you are the only one who has that opinion, but keep it, because this can be a new view on our world. Don't be mainstream by what you are. Be unique, be yourself. And maybe wait the moment to express it, because some people speak too quickly, I think. And you must first elaborate it inside. Another moment, it's the right moment, and you can say it or show it, because you are not obliged to speak. You can show who you are and what you think. That's why I always say style is a silent language. You can, by little details, express who you are without any word. You see that? When you are choosing some roses for your background, and it's a pure synchronicity, because today I'm wearing a floral too. We are expressing that love is important. Yes.
Beautifully said. What a beautiful metaphor indeed. I'm enjoying flowers as well, because I know that in winter they maybe tend to fall asleep, as I say, but in spring they flourish so much. So maybe there are times when you just maybe need to listen a bit more to others, but know that only what you believe needs to be 100% your values. I used to be, Brigitte, very afraid of what other people would think until I was almost in my 30s, because I thought that whatever I would say, it would not be at all important, since I would be so young. Who would care to listen to any of the things that I would have to say? But I forgot the most important person that would listen. That would be me. We need to listen to ourselves. And Brigitte, if you would give an advice to someone that is young at the beginning of their journey, and they are struggling with so many options to discover who they are, what their style is all about. What would be an advice that you would give them?
But first of all, what we were just speaking about and listening to the inner voice, remembering their passion where they were very young and not at the moment to choose to make, because when you make choices, you are sometimes influenced by the others. And it is better to remember who you were when you were younger and you had no choices to make, because at this moment you had no pressure, you know. And also avoiding people who are afraid of life, you know, because these people will always stop you with your dreams. And it's better to know yourself. Maybe you can make a coaching or something just to know who you are, because everybody has a different plan. And if you want to imitate the plans of the others, it's not a good method to do it. You must start from yourself. I have 3 kids, you know, and they are now beginning their professional life. And my challenge as a mother was really to observe the unicity of each of these 3 kids, so that they didn't lose time at trying to imitate somebody else. And this was the interest of having 3 of them, because I could look at them in their unique perspective, not hoping something for them, but just looking at them. So it's always the same. I lost a lot of time in my own life trying to get into the system, and I pay it very roughly, because I didn't listen to my own voice. I wanted to be accepted by the others, and I sold my soul. No, I wouldn't do this anymore, of course, because at the moment you have a crisis in your life. So don't renounce to yourself. It can be a very unique and strange way, but the world need unique and personal people, because we are not in the same period or the same time as 20 years ago in the routine. We need extra people who have a unique view for the solution of our world. So do it, dare to do it. Yes.
What an amazing advice, Brigitte. Thank you so much for
No,
mentioning this.
it's mine anyway. Yes.
This is wonderful. And I'm so happy that your children get to explore who they are, what's really unique in their hearts. This is amazing. And you guiding them, since you yourself have had some challenges by wanting to be accepted by others, you can guide them so easily.
Absolutely. Yes. My own experience, bad experience, renouncing to myself, made me avoiding this for my own children, you know, because what we do as parents, as mistakes and experience, if we are conscious of this, we avoid this for our kids, our children, by knowing and getting through this experience by ourselves. Yes.
Beautifully said. And I was just thinking, this is an amazing masterclass on style, authenticity, beauty.
Yes.
So I'm so grateful for your amazing advice, Brigitte. And I'm sure that everyone is now very curious to understand what is their unique style all about. So can you please let us know, where can our audience get in touch with you, and what would be the best way to see more of your amazing work?
So I would like to say, because we spoke a lot about the personality, the identity, the essence. And in fact, the style is just the other expression of the inside, it's the emanation of who we are. It's not something you are sticking on. It's just expressing inside from outside. And I use a very specific method linked to the 3 keys of the body. I mean, the color of your body, the energy of your body, and the shape of your body. And it will bring some guidelines to build your own side. The color of my body will attract some good colors for my body, for my clothing. And then the energy I have will appeal some textures. And the shape of my body will call some specific shapes for the clothing. It's just, an harmony, a correspondence. And I do this before the mirror, in front of the mirror, I would say, but I also can do this online. If the people send me some photos of them, selfies, I immediately can see what fits them better and who they are. I always make the link, inside and outside. If you have this range of color, it will say something about who you are. And with this shape of your figure, it will also give some information about how you mentally think. There is always a link between the body, the clothing, and the personality, if not the identity of the essence. And the people who would like to experience this can go on my internet site, Style Revelation. It is in French, but as you see, I can also do it in English. And there is a first step, very interesting, is decoding. And then you send some picture of this, of yourself. You give some information, a questionnaire, and then I give you a feedback. And in 1 hour, you know how to choose how to dress yourself and who you are. Because I always join to the closing unique words describing who you are and what for you are coming on this earth. Yes.
Wow, this is very deep. What you just said, who you are and what is your purpose on this earth. It's so much more than the clothing, than the shape of everything that we put on ourselves. This is amazing.
Yes, but it's a very, I was inspired by a very ancient method. The old Greeks, made always a relation between the body and the character. I'm using the same. So that when we are choosing a specific color, that your body is demanding, it says something about your incarnation. What are you doing on this earth? What is your mission? And it's not your brain that's saying it, or your beliefs, or your programmation. It is your body that's speaking and reminding you who you are. Because the body, it's like, in the life, it's like before incarnation, we are there both. And we are looking for our future life. And then we have the choice, like in a supermarket, between a lot of different bodies. And according to this, when we are on earth, to look at the body can remind us why and what for we are here and what we should do. And what is our mission and what is our way? It's just looking at this body. It's the best way to know who you are and to make the best choices, of course.
Wow, this is
I don't know if I'm clear enough to express it. Yes.
This is fascinating, Brigitte. I've only read about this, I think, a long time ago, and listening to you talk about this just makes so much sense. This is just unbelievable information. So it's remarkable how everything is connected to everything. Yes. It's not like any part of us is disconnected from our personality, our mission. Everything is just aligning in one place. So your work is very deep.
It's just making the links. And when you make the links, you have a better view on life on earth, because otherwise it is chaos, But when you understand the mysterious harmony of the world, you are not lost anymore. You know the meaning, you understand the meaning of this, the plan. There is a plan, and you are a part of this plan, and you have a specific role, and there is no hazard anymore. It's not only something happening, it is there is a meaning. Yes, that's a way. Yes.
It just gets us the power back, knowing that each decision that we make knowingly and with so much more awareness, it just brings us to be that whole that we are maybe looking for.
Yes, because when you understand that there is a coherence, that there is an order, there is an harmony in what you are seeing, you have an inner antenna. You know who you are, and you are driven on the right place, on the right, to the right people, and you are attracting the good things for you, because when you are dressed, you know, with miscellaneous things not harmonized to who you are attracting miscellaneous things, and you don't know how to make your choices. If you know what to wear, if the clothing is corresponding to who you attract the best things for you. It's just the law of attraction. But it's like a mantra. What you are rearing is, instead of meditation, it's second after second attracting what you are showing, your energy you are attracting always, and you don't have to think about it. It's just natural. It's an automatism. Yes.
Wow. It literally all gets so much more simple when you connect the dots, when you have all this amazing information that you are talking about. I advise everyone that they have a talk with Brigitte and see what it means to get your amazing, unique style discovered. Because as Brigitte says, you only sometimes just need an hour until you understand what to put on yourself, what to cover yourself with, so that you can really attract the most amazing things in your life. I'm very honored to have learned so much from you, and look at all of these notes. And I'm sure
that's
that
very kind. But I'm lucky because you understand me 100%, Roxana, and this is also a very huge gift for me, because our connection is so natural, essential, full of love. So I also can give you my best because you are accepting me with who I am. Yes. Thank you so much, Roxana. Yes.
What a great pleasure and an honor learning from you. And I advise that all of our fearless friends have a talk with my amazing, beautiful guest, Brigitte. For those of us that are very keen into learning everything that is maybe hidden about our personality, Brigitte can help you get everything outside so that you can truly shine like Brigitte shines. Maybe not everyone is going to watch the video. Maybe we have some of our friends just listening to us on Spotify. You will want to see Brigitte in this interview because she's absolutely stunning.
Thank you so much.
She has this beautiful blue color on her that is literally so amazing looking with her beautiful skin. So I truly believe that how you do one thing, you do them all. So what a pleasure, Brigitte. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you to you, Roxana.
I cannot wait to see what more amazing things you will be creating in the future.
Thank you, Roxana, for your warm welcome and your nice words. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you.